Hey everyone, welcome back to another video by Simplilearn. In this video session, we will understand some software developer interview questions that will help you in your interview preparation. In this tutorial, we will discuss a series of technical interview questions and HR interview questions for you so that you will get a better understanding of the approach. Also guys, if you want to become a full stack web developer, consider the full stack web developer mean stack course by Simplilearn and master those necessary skills. Check out the link in the description box for more details. Now before moving forward, let me ask you a quick question. So what was the name of the first computer virus? Option 1 is Trojan horse, option 2 is Christmas tree, option 3 is brain, option 4 is creeper. You guys can put your answers in the comment section below. Now before we begin, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and press the bell icon to never miss an update from Simplilearn. Introduction to software developer. So a software developer is a professional who designs, creates, tests and maintains software using various programming languages and technologies. Their roles and responsibilities can vary depending on the organization and project, but some common tasks of a software developer include writing code to create a software application, debugging and troubleshooting existing software, collaborating with other developers and stakeholders to define software requirements, participating in code reviews and ensuring the quality of the database, keeping up with date of new programming languages and technologies to improve. A software developer may also be responsible for project management, mentoring junior developers, or contributing to the broader strategy of the organization depending on the size of the company. So in this video, we will go through some software development interview questions that will be useful to you and serve as a valuable resource for interview preparation. So let's go ahead and have a look at some technical interview questions. So what is a framework? So framework is a set of pre-written code and guidelines that provide a structure for developing software application. It is designed to ease the development process by providing a common set of tools and conventions for building and deploying applications. Frameworks can include libraries, modules, and APIs that can be used to perform common tasks such as input-output, database access, and user authentication. Examples of popular frameworks include Ruby on Rails, AngularJS, and Spring Framework. Now coming to the second question, which is what is Waterfall model and what are its use cases? So the Waterfall model is a software development lifecycle model that describes a linear sequential approach to software development. The model is named after waterfall because it describes a process where progress flows in a downward or linear fashion through the phases of a project, much like a waterfall cascading down a mountain. Its use cases are small projects with well-defined requirements and clear scope, projects that have a clear end goal and deliverables, projects with clear set of deliverables and a defined timeline, projects that have a well-defined budget, projects that have a well-defined set of rules and regulations, projects that do not require much change or evolution over time. It is important to note that the waterfall model is not well suited for projects with rapidly changing or evolving requirements, projects that require multiple rounds of testing and revisions, or projects that require close collaboration between development and stakeholders. So this was waterfall model. Now moving on to the next question, that is what are verification and validation. So verification is the process of making sure software reaches its goals without errors. It is the process of figuring out whether or not the product being generated is accurate. It establishes whether the end product compiles with the requirements and focuses primarily on the functionality. Now comes the validation. The process of determining whether a software product satisfies the necessary requirements is known as validation. It is a procedure of confirming product validation or confirming that the product we are developing is accurate. The quality of the program is the main focus of the validation. Now coming to the fourth question. So what do you mean by a software scope? So the scope of a software project refers to the defined boundaries and requirements for what the software will accomplish. It includes specific features, functions and deliverables that the software will provide, as well as the constraints or limitation on the projects. The scope helps to establish a clear understanding of the project's objectives and serves as a guide for project planning and execution. So this was the software scope. Now coming to the fifth question on our list. So how can you measure the project execution? We can measure the project execution through activity monitoring, status reports and milestone checklist. So now let's discuss these things. So activity monitoring. So this involves tracking the progress of specific tasks or activities within the project, such as coding, testing, or documentation. This can be done using tools like task management software or project management software, which allow team members to update the status of their task and provide the visibility into the progress of the project as a whole. Then there is status reports. These are regular updates on the project's progress, including information on what has been completed, what is currently being worked on, and what issues or risks have been identified. Status reports can be shared with stakeholders, including the project manager, project sponsor, and the other team members. Then there is milestone checklist. So these are the list of specific deliverables or milestones that need to be completed in order for the project to be considered successful. This checklist includes all the activities that need to be done, who is responsible for them, and the deadline for the completion. This helps to ensure that all the critical tasks are completed on time and that the project stays on track. Moving on to the next question, which is what are functional and non-functional requirements? Functional requirements are those that users expect from the proposed software product and are referred to as functional needs, whereas the non-functional requirements, on the other hand, are the how of the system, and they describe the quality characteristics or constraints of the system that must be met. These include things like performance, security, scalability, usability, and maintainability. Alright, moving on to the seventh question, which is what is a spiral model? So the spiral model is a software development process model that combines elements of the waterfall model and the iterative model. It is also known as spiral lifecycle model. Spiral model is an evolutionary approach to software development that emphasizes risk management and incremental delivery of a software product. The model consists of a series of iterations, each one building on the previous one. So this was the spiral model. Next up we have what are the disadvantages of a spiral model. So there are some disadvantages of a spiral model. For example, complexity, cost, time consuming. So let's understand those. Complexity. The spiral model is a complex model and requires a highly experienced team and good project management skills. It is not suitable for small or simple projects. Then cost. The spiral model can be expensive as it requires multiple iterations and evaluations, which can increase the overall cost of the project. Third is time consuming. So the spiral model can take a long time to complete as it involves multiple iterations and evaluations. This may not be suitable for projects with strict time constraints. Alright, so ninth question now is what is Agile software development model? So Agile software development is a methodology for managing software development projects that emphasizes flexibility, collaboration, and customer satisfaction. The process is divided into small incremental releases called sprints, which typically last 2 to 4 weeks. Each sprint includes a planning phase, development phase, testing phase, and a review phase. Agile methodologies include Scrum, Kanban, and extreme programming. So this was about the Agile software development model. Moving on to the 10th question on our list, that is what is baseline? So in project management, a baseline refers to a set of agreed upon project's objectives, deliverables, and performance measurements that serve as a starting point for the project planning and execution. It is also used as a reference point to measure progress and performance throughout the journey of the project. A baseline is typically established early in the project planning process and includes project scope, schedule, and budget. Once established, these baselines are used as a point of comparison to measure progress and performance, identify variances, and make adjustments as needed. Next question is what is black box testing and white box testing? So black box testing, also known as functional testing, is a method of testing software where the tester does not have access to the internal structure or code of the software. The tester is only aware of the inputs and outputs of the software, and test is based on its functionality and requirements. The tester does not need to know how the software works internally. This type of testing is often used to verify that the software functions are expected and meets the requirements specified by the customer. Now coming to the white box testing. White box testing is also known as structural testing. It is a method of testing software where the tester has access to the internal structure and code of the software. The tester is able to test the software at a deeper level and can test for things like code coverage, branch testing, and logic testing. This type of testing is often used to verify that the software is structurally sound and that the code is of high quality. Now coming to question number 12. What is quality assurance? So quality assurance is a process or set of procedure intended to ensure that a product or service meets a defined set of quality criteria or meet the requirements of the consumer. It is a process driven approach to verify that a product or service being developed or provided is meeting the defined quality standards. This can include activities such as inspection, testing, and audits. The goal of quality assurance is to identify and mitigate issues before a product or service is delivered to the customer. So this was the quality assurance. Now comes what is quality control. Alright. So quality control is a process of inspecting, testing, or auditing a product or service to ensure that it meets a defined set of quality criteria or customer requirements. It is a systematic and independent examination of the product or service to evaluate whether the relevant quality requirements are fulfilled. The quality control focuses on detecting and preventing the defects in a product rather than improving the overall quality of the product. It typically involves inspecting a sample of products to ensure that they meet the required standards and taking corrective action if necessary. So this was the quality control. Now coming to question number 14, which is what are some different SDLC models? First is waterfall model, spiral model, incremental model, agile model, big bang model, and iterative model. So these are various SDLC models that you must know if you're preparing for software developer interview. Alright, now coming to question number 15. What is a use case diagram? So a use case diagram is a type of unified modeling language diagram that shows the interactions between actors and use cases in a system. Actors represent the external entities that interact with the system, such as users or other systems, while use cases represent the functionality provided by the system. The diagram illustrates the relationship between actors and use cases, such as which actors can perform which use cases. Use case diagrams are commonly used to model and communicate the requirements of a system to stakeholders. Alright, so these were some of the technical interview questions. Now let's understand some HR interview questions. So the question is, how do you stay current with new technologies and industry developments? So you can answer this question this way. I am dedicated to staying current with new technologies and industry developments. I do this by regularly reading the industry publications, attending relevant conferences and networking events, following influencers and experts in my field on social media, and taking online courses to learn about new technologies. Additionally, I am always open to learning from my colleagues and actively seek out opportunities to expand my knowledge through mentoring, training, and professional development programs. So this is how you can answer this kind of questions. So if somebody asks you how do you stay current with new technologies and industry developments, this is how you have to answer the question. Alright, now moving on to the next question, which is how do you handle deadlines and pressure? So you can answer this type of question in this way. So I am able to handle deadlines and pressure by staying organized and prioritizing my task. I make sure to break down projects into smaller manageable tasks and create a plan to complete them on time. I also set intermediate deadlines for myself to ensure that I am making steady progress. When faced with pressure, I focus on staying calm and keeping my priorities in mind, and I communicate effectively with my team and stakeholders. I also make sure to take breaks and maintain a healthy work-life balance to stay refreshed and focused. So this is how you can answer this kind of a question. Now moving on to the question number 18. Can you tell us about a project you have led and the steps you took to ensure its success? So if you are being asked this question during an interview, you should provide a specific example of how you have used version control in your development process. First, we set up a central repository on GitHub where all the team members had access. Each member created their own branches for their specific task and pushed their code changes to those branches. Before merging any changes, we had a pull request process in place where any other team member could review the code changes and provide feedback. After the code was reviewed and any necessary changes were made, the changes were then merged into the main development branch. We also used Git tags to mark specific versions of the code, such as versions that were deployed to production. Additionally, we used Git's built-in diff and blame tools to track the changes and identify any bugs or issues that might create a problem. Thanks to the use of version control, we were able to collaborate effectively as a team. So this is how you will answer this kind of question. Alright guys, now moving on to the question number 19. So why do you want to work here? So when answering this question, why do you want to work here? It is important to do your research on the company first and company's values also. It includes values, missions and culture. You must do the research on these things. Now tailor your response to show that you align with these values and are excited about the opportunity to contribute to the company's goals. Additionally, it's a good idea to mention specific aspects of the job or company that appeal to you and how your skills and experience make you a good fit for the role. Be sincere and enthusiastic in your response. So moving on to the next question, which is what is your greatest weakness as a software developer? When answering this question, what is your greatest weakness? It is important to be honest while also framing your answer in a specific way that shows that you are aware of the issue and actively working on to improve that. One strategy is to mention a specific skill or area that you are aware you need to improve on, and then explain the steps you are taking to do so, such as taking online courses or seeking feedback from colleagues. Another approach is to talk about a time when you faced a challenge in your work and how you overcame it. It is also important to note that it is better to be honest but also show that you are self-aware and proactive in addressing your areas for improvement. Alright, now question number 21 is what is your greatest strength? So when answering this question in an HR interview, it's important to be specific and provide examples to back up your answer. One approach is to identify a particular skill or technology that you must excel in and explain how you have used that strength to contribute to the past projects or teams. For example, you might say my greatest strength as a software developer is my ability to write highly efficient and optimized code. For example, in my previous role, I was able to significantly improve the performance of our application by identifying and addressing bottlenecks in the code. I also enjoy solving complex problems and coming up with innovative solutions. So this is how you can answer this kind of a question. Alright. Now question number 22 is tell me about your experience as a software developer. So it's important for this kind of question to focus on your relevant experience and skills, highlighting specific examples of projects and accomplishments. While answering this question, be concise, use specific examples, show technical skills, demonstrate problem solving skills, etc. That's it. Alright. Now next question is why do you want to work for a company? So here's an example for this kind of a question. I'm excited about the opportunity to work for your company because I believe it aligns with my values. I like its culture and mission and I think I can help company to achieve its goals. I'm particularly interested in the company's innovative approach to a specific area and I know that my skills and experience would be a great asset to the team. I'm confident that I can make a positive contribution to the company and I'm eager to be a part of its future success. So in this way you can answer this kind of a question like why do you want to work for our company? Alright. Now question number 24 on our list is what do you like best about being a software developer? So when answering this question, what do you like best about being a software developer? It's important to be honest and authentic, but also to show that you have a passion for the field and that you are excited about the opportunity to work as a software developer. You can say a few things like the ability to solve problems, the teamwork aspect of the job, and the variety of the field, etc. Alright, next question on our list is how do you handle difficult and challenging situations? So you can answer this question in this way. I have had several experiences handling difficult or challenging issues with customers in my previous customer service roles. One situation that stands out to me was when a customer was extremely angry and dissatisfied with the product. I knew that it was important to remain calm and professional, so I took a deep breath and actively listened to his or her concerns. I acknowledged the issue and apologized for the mistake. I then worked with my team to find a solution that satisfied the customer, such as offering a refund or a replacement product. I also made sure to follow up with the customer to ensure that issue had been resolved to their satisfaction. So this way you have to answer this kind of question. This is a bit tricky one, but you must answer this question this way. Alright, now coming to question number 26. So would you like to relocate to or travel for the company? When answering this question in an interview, it's important to be honest with your interviewer while also showing your flexibility and willingness to work for the company. A good response might be something like, I'm open to relocating or travel for the company if the opportunity arises. I understand the importance of being able to adapt to the needs of the business and am committed to being valuable asset to the team. So this is how you will answer this question. Now, question number 27 on our list is, what are your expectations from a company? So a good response might be something like, I'm looking for the company that values professional growth, offers opportunities for advancement, and has a positive supportive work culture. I'm also looking for a company that is committed to making a meaningful impact in its industry. I'm excited about the opportunity to work for your company and believe that my skills and experiences align well with the company's missions and values. This shows that you have done your research on the company and you're a good fit for the company's culture. Now, coming to question number 28. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? So when answering this question in an interview, it's important to show that you are ambitious and have a clear vision for your future, while also being realistic and aligned with the company's goals. A good response might be something like, in 5 years, I see myself having an advanced within the company and taking on more responsibilities. I am committed to continuously developing my skills and knowledge, and I hope to be in a leadership role where I can use my experience and expertise to contribute to the company's growth and success. I'm excited about the opportunity to work for your company and see a long-term career path for myself here. Now coming to the second last question, which is question number 29. What skills do you think you need to develop to succeed in this job position? So when answering this question in an interview, it's important to show that you are aware of the skills required for the job and are willing to put in the effort to develop them. A good response might be something like, I believe that most important skill for this job are, here you can speak particular skill of yours. And I have experience and understanding in some of them, but I'm eager to develop my skills in so and so technology. Mention here some specific skills that you need to develop. I'm open to learning and training opportunities that the company provides to improve in these areas. So this is how you can answer this question. Alright, now coming to the last question, which is, what inquiries do you have for me? So it's a common question that is being asked most of the time. There is no harm. You can ask questions about the company. The role you're applying for, you can ask, and any potential projects or responsibilities you would be working on. It is also a good opportunity to ask about the team you would be working with, the company's culture, and any opportunities for growth and development within the company. So these were some of the frequently asked software developer interview questions. These interview questions will act as a valuable asset during your preparation for the interview. If you have any queries, you can put them in the comment section below. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. I hope it really helped you all. Thanks for watching. Stay safe and keep learning.
Hi there, if you like this video, subscribe to the Simplilearn YouTube channel and click here to watch similar videos. To nerd up and get certified, click here.